When Labour MP Clare Curran landed in Dunedin last night, the police were waiting for her. Kevin, a taxi driver who's been driving Miss Curran to and from the airport ever since she became an MP 10 years ago, was en route to collect her when the police had to take over. We'll start by picturing Kevin hurtling down State Highway 1.
It just started to turn to a torrential downpour and gale force winds on the motorway heading out down south. And it would be about just before 5 o'clock, and the traffic was pretty thick. And I was following a contractor's truck in the fast lane, probably doing about 90 to 100, and he swerved just before we're halfway along the State Highway 1. He swerved, and I got a hell of a fright, but I had nowhere to go. And he was dodging a wool bale, half-full wool bale that had fallen off a truck and it was in the middle of the highway. And of course, I ploughed straight into it. And anyway, he pulled over to the side and stopped the traffic, and he dragged the wool bale off the road to the side of the road, and I pulled over to the side and just parked up. It was raining quite heavy, and the next thing, there was about 2 or 3 police cars there, and they just, kept the traffic going, and one was in front of my car, and I saw this big pool that looked like oil, and I thought I'd better not travel any further, so I rung up a breakdown truck to come and pick the car up. But in the meantime, the police had located the truck that the bale had fallen off further up the road and brought the driver back. And actually, his boss rang me up this morning and apologised for it. I think it was just an accident. It was, anyway. I had to pick Clare Curran up at the airport. By this time it was about 5:15, and I couldn't get through to her because she'd be still on the plane. So anyway, I told the police there was a lady there. Her name was Kate Goodman. Her name was. She was a police lady, and I was sitting in her car giving her all the details. And anyway, she said, "Oh, well, we better go and pick her up." And I said, "Are you going?" She said, "Yeah, we'll go and pick her up." So Claire was waiting at the airport, and she got a hell of a surprise when a police car pulled up to take her back to the van. So we got her in the front, and I sat in the back, and we got her home, and the tow truck took my car into town, and I've arranged with the insurance today to get it repaired. So.
And how much did the police officer charge for the fare?
No, I'm just going to go down and shout for her.
Do you think that you could have created a bit of a local scandal there with the local MP being greeted at the airport by police, ushered into a police car?
I suppose that could happen. No, the car that we picked, there was 2 police car, a wagon and a car, but this one that went out there was a mufti one.
Okay, and so you have been Clare Curran's driver for a number of years. You obviously have taken the job pretty...
Since the day she started, I've actually been a staunch Labour person, and I know I used to take to Puraku Horomia, and Trevor Mallard's daughter played rugby down there, and I knew her well, and she just lived round the corner from me, and Trevor used to come down a hell of a lot. And I know Annette, Annette's a good friend of mine, Annette King. Take Jacinda at Hearn since she started there, and quite a lot of them I take from up there.
Kevin, do you ever take anyone from the other side, take any national MPs in your taxi?
No. Years ago I took Catherine Rich a few times, that's in foodstuffs. One of those, she's in the grocery business now, Catherine Rich.
Have you ever had another incident like this before in your career?
Yeah, well, one morning Claire was on the red eye, and it was a winter's morning, black as, about 6:15 in the morning, and I dropped her off at the airport, and I was coming back up the centre road. There's all dairy farms up there, just before you get to Allington. And anyway, a cow jumped through my windscreen and flattened the car and just about killed me. And there was ambulances and fire brigades and everything there with that incident. So there's a photo of that previous car. It was just a write-off. It was flattened. The cow went right over the roof and landed at the back of the car. I was lucky to get out of that one. So that's all happened. I've been picking her up on that red eye since she started in Parliament now. It's quite a few years.
And when do you think you'll be back on the road? When's your car going to
No, the car's not bad. It just needs a new bumper. It stuffed my bumper up. I've got to get a new bumper.
It's Clare Curran's taxi driver, Kevin.